Welcome to Healthy Atheist. Today, I'm going to talk about a couple things I think. We'll see how the words flow. Recently, I road tripped with my now ex-girlfriend out to Austin, Texas for the first International Atheist Day. Which it was fun, it was exciting. Those, what was it, the Atheist Experience, now Talk Heathen, but mostly the Atheist Experience and Seth Andrews are who I tuned into that led me out of Christianity. Anyway, and actually Rabbi Tobias Singer. He's a Jewish guy who would talk about the New Testament and how the New Testament just didn't get the prophecies correct and all that stuff. But this was back when I was living in Chicago and trying to become a stand-up comedian or a comedian in general. Something funny. Fulfilling my lifelong dream of being hilarious. So, it's a couple years, it's been 2 years. Last year I first thought about, I'll just drive out there. I want to go see the show at the Free Thought Library. I'm going to go see it taped live. That all fell through. Then finally this year, because I didn't want to have to dog sit my nanny family's dog, I just went ahead and booked it. Booked an Airbnb, and I'm just going to drive by myself. That me and Christina got back together. And she decided to come with me, which I was glad. So we drove there. We started out, and we almost ran out of gas a couple times because I was driving a Jeep Renegade, which I do not recommend Jeep Renegades for road trips. We made it to a gas station, and I got some V8 energy. We're charging on, what time is it? Like 1:30 in the morning?
No, it's like 12 something.
No, it's later than that.
It's not 1:30.
Yes, it is.
It's 12.
Well, the time must have changed. Now, we had a gas can. We wouldn't have gas in it, but whatever. So you go off an exit. There's no gas station to be found. Get back on the highway. Drive it. I'm white-knuckling the steering wheel. And we get to the next exit. Past a hotel, looking for gas, nothing, go back, and we pull into the hotel, and I am on E. No light. Now, part of me is like, surely stupid Jeep they'll let you go all the way down to E, but not actually have you be on E. Gas, I would think that would be the smart thing to do. But I don't know. I've since learned my gas gauge and fuel range and all that. But we are at this hotel. We go in. We ask, where is the nearest gas station? The lady, it's about 12 miles that way and this and that. And another guy pulls in his truck. And he comes in. I guess they're getting a room. And me and my friend, we go back out to my car, and the truck had parked beside us, and we look over, and there's a lady and some guy in the back, and I go, I wonder if they have a gas can, and I wonder if they have gas, and I'm like, surely not. Should I ask? Yeah, ask. And I go, it'll be a miracle if they have gas in the back of that truck. So I go over there, and they roll down their window. Do you guys happen to have gas in a gas? You guys happen to have extra gas back there in your truck? And the lady, I don't know, you have to ask my husband, which he was still inside. So I was like, okay, thank you. So I get back. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I guess we'll just wait. And at this point, I was like, it'll be a miracle if they have gas in the back of that truck. It was a white pickup truck. Anyways, so the guy comes walking out, and I hop out. I go, excuse me, would you happen to have any gas in the back of your truck? And he goes, yeah. And he hops in his pickup truck and starts rifling around and brings out the big old can of gasoline. I'm like, you're kidding me. You have gas? Wow. He's like, yeah, I don't go anywhere without extra gas. I'm like, okay. So he brings it around, and now, of course, he's trying to fill up my tank, but this Jeep Renegade is safe, and they have so many safety precautions to prevent siphoning gas. So he's having a hard time. He's like, oh, and he's not being a jerk. No, he's just having a hard time. And I go, oh, and then I remembered we had bought that gas can, and I go, oh, how about this? Will this help? So he funnels some gas into the gas can that I had, and that worked a little better, but gas was just leaking, and it's just, this stinking Jeep! Sometimes I don't like technology. Sometimes technology is too annoying. Anyway, so we get some gas. I give him a 20. I'm like, thank you so much. Because that's the smallest bill I had was a 20. Because I'm rich. Just kidding. No. So, yeah. So I go, thank you so much. And we go. And we make it to the next gas station. I mean, sometimes, yeah, the odds of that guy pulling into that stinking hotel the same time as we, and him having gas in a gas can in the back of his hillbilly truck. I mean, thank goodness for hillbillies, right? Now, the point is, I don't know what the point is. The point is, it's 11:30 and I still have approximately, I don't know, 7 hours left, 8 hours left till I get home. And I've had some caffeine, so I'm kind of wired. So I just thought I'd record that story and just say God works in mysterious ways, right? No, he doesn't. But I guarantee you, if I was a Christian at that moment and said a prayer and was praying under my breath all the time, I would be thanking God left and right. But really, sometimes stuff just falls in line, you know? And I think that's kind of my luck, too. I kind of have good luck, I guess. I mean, I'm not always so smart letting my gas gauge get down to E and stressing myself out. But, yeah. So, I don't know. It was just funny, right? Interesting. Not coincidences, just circumstances coming together, benefiting me. Because it was a regular Jesus miracle. Hallelujah. Not really. Anyway, yeah. So I ended up driving the whole way because of this gas fiasco. Christina was nervous. She didn't want to drive the Jeep because she didn't want to run out of gas on it. So we get there. We had to pass some time. We passed some time with some song singing and lip singing. I'll show some of that. Road trip. That's what you do on road trips, right? Especially when you're been driving all night. Well, we did take a 2-hour nap in the back of the Jeep. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just trying to name drop so maybe my channel will catch on, even though I'm not sure I wanted a lot of people to watch, because some of my journal reading is very embarrassing so far. Been embarrassing. So we get to Texas, We go to the Austin State Capitol, and I bug Aaron Raw for a picture, and then I go bug Seth Andrews for a picture. Then we go to the church, something Trinity Church, and listen to Seth Andrews talk. I'll put a link down below because that's what YouTubers do if you want to hear their talk. So it's pretty good. It's pretty entertaining. It was fun. And so that was Saturday. We did all that, and then we went downtown Austin, Texas to 6th Street.
Have a good time. Sing that shit. The time was not to be, yes, to be my girl.
Yeah, got fake drunk. See, that's part of the reason why I keep breaking up with her. Not that I should talk about it, but I just don't ever believe her. It's not that I don't ever believe her. I'm like, are you serious? Are you being for real right now? That's probably my own mental problems. Anyway, so then the Sunday rolls around. We scooter about the town on those electric scooters. That was fun. And then we go to see a taping of the Atheist Experience, where I get to meet Jen Peoples and Tracy Harris. Kind of like those two. They're very intelligent. Matt Dillahunty wasn't in town that weekend, and that's fine. I guess I'll just have to go back. Yeah, it was a fun time. I drove back all by myself. Christina needed to get back early, so she flew home. Hi, I got my sweatshirt on. Fits pretty good. I'm kind of wired. I don't know what time it is. Like 10:30. Your time. Anyway, bye. So, not the worst trip I've ever had. It was not a bad trip. I'm proud of myself. Good job, Rachel. You can drive pretty much across country by yourself. Oh, and after I got back, every time I had taken my Jeep Renegade to Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Hyundai crap place to get my oil changed, because you want your vehicle in tip-top shape when you're going on a road trip. So I get it back. This is the Tuesday before I left, and I keep smelling fumes. I'm like, what are these fumes? And I thought, well, maybe it'll go away. Maybe it's blah, blah, blah. So I would just turn off the air and heat just to not smell the fumes. I take it all the way to Texas. On my way back, a rock hits the windshield, chips the windshield. I'm driving all the way back from Texas, and yeah, I'm still smelling fumes. So finally I get home, make it, and I'm like, I'm gonna see what's the deal with this stupid vehicle. I pop the trunk, I pop the hood, and I look, and I go, oh, duh. They forgot to screw a cap back on the whatever oil reservoir. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not a mechanic. But I would at least know to screw a cap back on. I know that much. I would think Jeep, Glenbrook, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, Plymouth would remember to do things like that. It's like, well, what is this place? Did I go to Walmart to get my oil changed? No. I went to the dealership and spent $70+ for this oil change, and you dipshits forget to put the cap back on. Anyway, so I call him, oh, bring it back, we'll take care of it. So I'm driving back to the dealership after the road trip, and the car just dies. And I'm just like, what on earth is going on here? It's a push button start, very electronic. And it starts, I drive again, keep going. Meanwhile, they call me, the dealership calls me. I reckon, Sean, you haven't been here since 2018. I'm frustrated because the car's dying. I'm trying to get it back to the oil place. Oh no, I was there last week. I have a new sticker. I was there. And plus, the car's dying. I'm frustrated. Forgive me. So, oh, let me put you on the phone with whoever the guy is. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Short story made longer. They send a tow truck. I'm there, and I'm like, get rid of this. I don't want this thing. Make me an offer. Now, I'm a proud owner of a Honda Cross Tour. It's a 2014. I like it much better. And I much rather deal with Don Ayers Honda than Glenbrook, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, Plymouth, Pacifica. I don't know what's all in their names. So that was a fun little my experience for the first International Atheist Day. Yes, that's right. I'm an atheist. Oh, and I'm a lesbian. Anyways, I'm going to transition. No, I'm not going to become a man. I'm going to change this topic. I am a lesbian, and my family is not quite on board with it because they're still fundamental Christians. They still believe it goes against nature. So they are constantly telling me, but Rachel, it's not natural. And I'm like, this coming from someone who believes a God impregnated a 14-year-old, that's natural. And then some of them think it's a slippery slope to pedophilia, which it's not. Pedophiles are in a whole different category than homosexuals. And most pedophiles are straight. I mean, I was never molested by a woman. I was molested by my brothers, and they're straight. But I think they're, ooh. And I guess if you're a Catholic priest, you molest. I don't know. But the point is that it's not, homosexuals are not the problem. Sexual abuse is the problem. I mean, just because it's correlation, not causation. There's a lot of girls who were molested who are straight. It's not across the board. So because sometimes my family thinks it's because I was abused sexually as a little girl. So was my sister. She's happily married and full-blown hetero. I'm just an anomaly. I have 9 brothers and sisters, so there's a total of 10 kids. And what are the statistics? I don't know if they're accurate, but 1 in 10 people are going to be gay. Sorry, I just happened to get lucky? Maybe? No? Not so much? Anyway, so I'm going to see if this makes any sense. Hopefully you can follow what I'm saying. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Yeah, I want to talk about gay marriage and how Christians want to preserve the sanctity of marriage. And so it's between a man and a woman. We can't have gays getting married. Otherwise, they'll want to marry their horse. They'll want to marry their computer. Blah, blah, blah. Who's to stop them from marrying their dog? It's another slippery slope thing. And I'm thinking, if you want to preserve the sanctity of marriage, you need to make divorce illegal. Let people get married if they want to get married and make marriage a done deal. That's what's going to preserve it, right? If people stay married. And I've often told my sisters and my mom and whoever I'm yelling at the time. I'm like, Jesus never said a word about gay marriage or gays. What did he speak against? He said, don't marry a divorcee. 3 of my siblings now have married different divorcees. And my brother's divorced. So, but Paul speaks about, and it's in the Old Testament too. I'm going to include another video that I did that I did a while ago. Yeah, I'm going to include that and let you watch. Christians often oppose homosexuality because it is condemned both in the Old and New Testament. So if you were to read them a verse from the Old Testament, for example, Exodus 21 verse 17, whoever dishonors his father or his mother shall be put to death. Rachel, duh, that's the Old Testament, it doesn't count. Let's jump over to Mark in the New Testament. We're going to read Mark chapter 7 verses 9 and 10. And this is Jesus speaking, a voice of authority. And he said to them, you have a fine way of rejecting the commandment of God in order to establish your tradition. For Moses said, honor your father and your mother. Rachel, yeah, you're supposed to honor your parents. It's both in the New and Old, so it's true. Wait a second. Jesus isn't finished. And whoever reviles father or mother must surely die. Okay, so Jesus is quoting from the Septuagint. What is the Septuagint? It's the Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible. The New Testament quotes from the Septuagint all the time, so it gets a lot of stuff wrong. But you would say, Rachel, he uses the word reviles. That sounds way more worse than dishonor. What does revile mean? Drop my pen. It means to criticize in an abusive or angrily insulting manner. Have you ever criticized your parents in a fit of rage? Death. Anyway, so, and I also am like, yeah, back in the Old Testament, it wasn't one man and one woman. It was one man, one wife, some servant girls, some concubines, and blah, blah, blah. Well, that was the culture at the time. Well, now, today, we are in a culture where there are homosexuals that want to get married. If God can make provisions back then, why can't he make provisions now? Because it's not natural! Again. Oh, jeez. This coming from someone who believes a God impregnated a 14-year-old. All right. So I think that's all I think that's all I have to say. I just wanted to name drop. And, yeah. No, Austin, Texas, it was a good trip. Me and Christina are no longer together. Our personalities are just a little too different. And anyway, that's enough said about that. She'll find someone. It doesn't matter. All right. Hey, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. There will be more content surrounding my past, my journals. I haven't done any cooking videos as of late because I'm chunky sweet. I've started running again. So, all right. Until next time.